Assalamualaikum and hi to Madam Kamalia and my dear friends. In this assignment, we would like to present job environment and behavior of a doctor. There are lists of a group member and each member will present by each part. Next, this is a list of content that we include in our assignment. First, introduction of doctor jobs and the tasks that the job holder must perform. The Big 5 model of personality traits that impact on job holder feelings, thoughts, attitudes, and behavior. The organizationally relevant personality trait would affect performance on this job. And fourth, the relevant work value that the job holder possesses based on his position and work. The Hofstede's value dimension being practiced in the organization that the job holder works. And for the last one, and the perception affect the decision-making process of the job in the organization. As you can see in our title and the intro video, in this assignment, we have discussed and decided to be a doctor as our occupation in this project, which we may observe on any platform to accomplish all of the tasks. We select a doctor because we can learn more about the doctor workplace behavior and the relevance of interpersonal skill in maintaining good performance. As you can see in the video, doctor, also known as a physician, are licensed health professionals who maintain and restore human health through the practice of medicine. They examine patients, review their medical history, diagnose illness or injuries, administer treatment, and counsel patients on their health and well-being. In this assignment, they ask about what's the job the doctor must perform. The doctor's responsibility is respond to patient medical concerns by reviewing their medical history, diagnosing, treating, counseling, and referring them as needed. Liaising with medical professionals in the community and hospital, keep up to date with medical development, treatment, and medication. And the last one, teach at hospital and medical school and observe and access the work of training doctors and medical students. Next will be presented by FATIHA, which is Big 5 model.
I will talk about the Big 5 model of a doctor. So we choose two: conscientiousness and neuroticism. So firstly, conscientiousness is important for a doctor because a doctor must be someone who is able to work diligently toward achieving their goals. They are also conscientious, goal-oriented, dependable, well-organized, and hardworking. They also pay attention to the smallest of things to ensure that they keep their commitment. People who are conscientious tend to get better grades in schools and are seen as better employees in the workplace. They often have good reputations that are defined by their commitment, reliability, and productivity. This is very suitable as a doctor. Next, we choose neuroticism or emotional stability. A doctor is a person who must remain stable and balanced when the situation is not calm so that they can treat patients well. Doctor will often face with many situations. For example, there's an emergency patient that need treatment. Doctors will have to face a chaos situation. They have to be emotionally stable before treating the patients. Working in an atmosphere of stress is not good because working as a doctor belongs to the scope of providing services.
Okay, so for organizationally relevant personality traits that we've been searched, we choose the three. First is conscientiousness and job performance. The conscientious person are usually well organized, responsible, and well prepared. They perceive in the face of adversity and able to control their emotion. Being a doctor needs to set their goals to accomplish it. The second is neurology and job performance. A doctor's job is difficult because he must maintain emotional and behavioral balance when confronted with a difficult scenario in order to ensure that the patient is calm and in comfortable condition. And the last one is openness and job performance. This personality is beneficial to a doctor profession because a doctor will be required to adjust to numerous changes in the environment, and a doctor must also be open to his staff and the patient since he will have to deal with a different various of situations on a daily life basis.
Assalamualaikum. My name is FAZIRUL and I'm going to talk about relevant work values and hostage. First, terminal values. The terminal values are the goals that we aim for and consider to be the most desirable. Terminal values for a doctor is a wisdom. The doctor will have a mature understanding about life as they face variation of life and their situation in doing their job. They will learn so much things about life, such as how to accept the fate when losing someone we love or when we have to accept the disease suffered. All of this kind of thing that happens will teach us the meaning of life and give us wisdom in life. Next, instrumental values. The ways by which we reach our final aims are known as instrumental values. The instrumental value for a doctor is intellectual. To be a doctor, someone has to be intelligent as their job scope is something related to lives. The doctor is someone thoughtful, like to become a completely registered doctor. It generally takes 8 to 9 years to achieve that. The intelligence value will make them be a good doctor. Now for hostage value dimension. First one is uncertainty avoidance. As uncertainty avoidance refers to how a society reacts to unsure and ambiguous conditions by attempting to avoid them. As for a doctor, they have a high uncertainty avoidance as the job prefer a structured situation. A doctor required a very clear and certain condition so that they can undergo treatment session with confidence. A doctor limit the occurrence of unpredictable and uncommon conditions and to make systematic adjustment by preparing and enforcing rules, laws and regulations. The second one is power distance. The level to which a society accepts unequal power distribution in institution and organization is referred to as a power distance. High power distance has been practiced in the organization. Power distance was the dimension that appeared to have a greatest relevance to overseas doctors when describing the cultural differences they experience. Some participants commented on the high status of doctors in their country and reported that there was a different approach to dealing with error. The larger a nation power distance, the less room there is for unexpected information exchange and the shorter the consultation are. Next, I will pass to IZZATI.
Okay, for the last one is how perception affect the decision-making process by using attribution theory or shortcut. Based on using attribution theory or shortcut toward doctor behavior, this occupation familiar with self-serving bias, selective perception, and halo effect. The first one is self-serving bias. The definition of self-serving bias is the common behavior of a person taking the credit for positive event or achievement while blaming outside factors for potential accidents. The example is Dr. Amir's success in his surgery and impress others by informing them that the surgery is taken by him. And if something happens such as failing in any operation, he will not take any place but he will find those who caused failure in his surgery. The elaboration for The example, the situation that caused the doctor to get a self-serving bias when they perform any operation surgery and they are still unable to admit their mistake or any errors they make. The second one is selective perception. What is the selective perception? The inclination to specifically decipher what is seen is dependent on one's inclination, condition, experience, and mentalities. The example is, all head of officers will continue with the medical procedure or any choice by observing any reality, information, experience, and any proof, and their choice depends on any exploration that they are doing as a senior specialist or top of the division. The elaboration is, any ideas that come out by any medical department is based on their interest, background, experience, and attitude. And last but not least is halo effect. The definition of halo effect is the tendency to draw a general impression about an individual based on a single characteristic. The example is, some specialists will settle on their mishap by do some choice dependent on one variable, and they simply center around the element to observe any proof that the choice they made by them can be endorsed and persuade any opportunity to be the great one. And the elaboration is, this is also decision-making processing shortcut, which is halo effect, and this is another part of judging others, such as look and choose one factor or one opinion. The summary of job behaviors doctor. In the overview, in this assignment we are discussing about the personality, attitude, and perception of a doctor. We mentioned about the job scope of a doctor, and we choose two attributes from the Big 5 personality model that we believe will have the most influence on a doctor's feeling, thought, attitude, and behavior, which are consciousness and neuroticism. We even explain why we made a certain decision. Furthermore, we have identified 3 organizationally significant personality qualities that we believe might affect doctor performance, along with an explanation of why we believe they are important. Consciousness and job performance, neuroticism and job performance, and openness and job performance are the 3 qualities. Aside from that, we decide to pick 2 relevant work values that a doctor possesses depending on his job and work hard. For terminal value, we are choosing wisdom, and for instrumental value, we are choosing intellectual. Then, as our 2 heuristic value dimensions, we choose high uncertainty avoidance and high power distance to be used in the organization where a doctor works. Finally, we describe how perception influences a doctor's decision-making process in the organization utilizing attribution theory or a shortcut in evaluation. That's all from our group. Thank you.